Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. So guys, as I did in the last video, I'll say it again in the last two videos. If you can smash the like button, I'd really appreciate it. As you guys know, as you guys are aware that it really helps the algorithm. It really helps me grow. It really helps the channel grow. So I'm going to keep reminding you guys. I know it gets a bit repetitive. It gets a bit boring, but I haven't been doing it on my videos. But I think it's important that I do it. So yeah, if you can smash the like button before you start watching it, if you can go smash that like button, if you can smash the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it. It means a lot if you do smash the subscribe button and hit the like button. The most important thing is hit that like button, because that really helps YouTube push my videos out there, and that really helped the channel. So yeah, I'd really appreciate all your support, all you guys that are leaving your comments, coming onto the live streams, contributing. I really appreciate it. I can't say enough. I really appreciate all you guys tuning in. But yeah, guys, I want to get straight into this video. So guys, Andre Ward has urged Manny Pacquiao to retire from the sport of boxing. Andre Ward said that, you know what, he's also walked this path, and he doesn't want to say this haphazardly. The fact that, he understands what Manny Pacquiao is going through. And he even said that Manny Pacquiao still got something left. He can still fight on, but he may not have enough left to fight against the best. And Manny Pacquiao is a guy that obviously has always competed against the best. Does Manny Pacquiao now want to become like a gatekeeper, where the cells that, he may be a fight for the big guys, where it's like a stepping stone, where they gain profile, they use his name. Manny Pacquiao could become that type of fighter, and we know Manny Pacquiao's never been that type of fighter, because he's always beaten all the best fighters. He's fought all the best, and he's beaten a lot of the best. He's beaten majority of the best guys out there. So it'd be a real shame if Manny Pacquiao starts to lose a lot of fights that he would have won in his prime. However, I do think people are getting carried away with the fact that they're saying Manny shot. I don't agree. I don't agree with the fact that I don't think Manny shot, and I don't think that performance that you saw was because he was shot. I think that performance that you saw was a guy that struggled against a particular style. Ugas fought a smart fight, and like I said to you previously, even Manny in his prime would have possibly struggled against Ugas, a counterpuncher, a guy that moves very well, the guy that's a lot bigger than him. He used his physical advantages to his best, to the best of his, he used his physical advantages against Manny, and Manny didn't really have an answer. I feel like they were unprepared, and even Teddy Atlas mentioned this, that he felt that Manny and his team was a little bit unprepared for the fight. I think they got caught a little bit cold, because probably didn't think Ugas was that good, right? But Ugas actually was a lot better, because when you've got a guy that's 4 losses, right? That's got 4 losses, and you're Manny Pacquiao, you're going to think, I'm going to go in there and beat this guy easily. And I think they underestimated Ugas's boxing skill. Ugas had great movement. He was counter-punching all night. He made Manny miss. He used, like I said, he used his size to an advantage. Does that mean Manny Pacquiao shot? Absolutely not. Manny Pacquiao's not shot. He's not the same. He's not the fighter he was 10 years ago. But that was prime Manny Pacquiao. At 42, you're not going to be in your prime. But let's not forget, 2 years ago, he beat Keith Thurman. People are trying to make out that Manny Pacquiao has declined since then. No, he hasn't. Keith Thurman just fought a different fight to Eudenis Ugas. Eudenis Ugas was moving around a lot. He was making it difficult for Manny. It has nothing to do, it has literally nothing to do with the fact that people making it out like he's shot or his legs don't work anymore. If Ugas just fought a fight, which was a fight that was difficult for Manny, not everyone can fight like that. Styles make fights. At this point, Manny stylistically needs to fight guys that favor him. But he, on 1 week's notice, fought Ugas. A horrible style, which would be difficult for a lot of the top guys. He ended up fighting him, but that's just a competitive nature of Pacquiao. It's not nothing to do with his shot. And even Teddy Atlas spotted that he's not shot. He's definitely not shot. He's just not the fighter he once was, but he wasn't the fighter he once was when he beat Keith Thurman. Stylistically, Ugas was just a difficult fight for him, in my opinion. I don't know what you guys think, but stylistically for me, Ugas was just a difficult fight. I just think Ugas was a difficult fight for Manny Pacquiao. And it could have been 5, 6 years ago. I think Ugas would have been a difficult fight. I'm not saying he would have won 5, 6 years ago, but I'm saying it would have been a difficult fight for Manny Pacquiao, because Manny Pacquiao's never fought someone that big and someone that can move like that. Someone that can, box as well and move as well. All the big guys that Manny Pacquiao has fought, they were fairly static. Even in his prime, go back and look at some of the big guys he fought that were Ugas's size. They were fairly static. Oscar De La Hoya, he was fairly static. Miguel Cotto, he wasn't, really a mover. And Miguel Cotto's not, I would say Ugas is massive. I would say Keith Thurman wasn't that, he wasn't moving. He fought a wrong fight for me. He stayed in and traded with Manny Pacquiao. I actually think that favored Manny Pacquiao in that fight. Ugas was just somebody that was very tall, that boxed very well. He had done his homework and he executed the game plan to the T. Whereas Manny Pacquiao, it felt like Atlas was right, that I felt like they didn't do their homework and they got caught a little bit off guard. I do think if Manny Pacquiao was to rematch Dennis Ugas, I'm not saying obviously he's definitely going to win, because Ugas might have his number, but I do think you'll see a much better Manny Pacquiao. And as Teddy Atlas said, that he's not past his best. He's past his best, but he's not shot. He's still got something left. Like, if Danny Garcia was in with Manny Pacquiao, I think Manny Pacquiao would have made Danny Garcia look bad and beat him. Right? And then what would everyone be saying? Manny Pacquiao's a monster, still doing that 42. It's just that at this point in Manny's career, Manny's got to be smart and got to fight guys that stylistically favor him. Like, if he was to pick a fight out of Crawford and Spence, you pick Spence, because Spence is a lot more flat-footed. Crawford's a lot... See, Crawford could do the same to Manny what Ugas did. But Spence, on the other hand, he's a lot more flat-footed. Spencer got a good jab and he'll look to keep Manny at distance, but I think it would be a lot harder for Spence. Ugas just had brilliant movement. He had brilliant movement. I think Spence likes to trade a lot more. Some people seem to think that, Spence hits harder, so he could have stopped Manny. I don't know. That would have been an interesting fight. I don't think that would have been as easy as what people make out. I think that would have been a hard fight for Spence. Wouldn't have been as easy, but styles make fights. At the world-class level, styles make fights. Stylistically, Ugas at this point was just a bad matchup. And on top of that, Manny Pacquiao fought him on, 1.5 weeks notice? That's not good preparation for a world-class fighter. It's just not. Doesn't matter what any of you say. It's just not great preparation for a world-class fighter. So I feel like they underprepared a little bit. I definitely think that they definitely took Dennis Ugas lightly. And I do think in the rematch, you'll see a much better Manny Pacquiao. You'll see a Manny Pacquiao more prepared for a fight with Dennis Ugas. Whereas I don't think they were as prepared for that fight. I don't think it was a case where he was completely shot and past his best. I definitely don't think that. I think, like I said, in a rematch, you'll see a much better Manny Pacquiao. You'll see a more switched on Manny Pacquiao. You'll see a Manny Pacquiao more prepared. But you just got to give credit to Dennis Ugas. Why is it every time someone wins, oh, well, he's shot, he's past it? No, Dennis Ugas just fought a very smart fight. He fought a fight that would have given Manny trouble 6-7 years ago. Ugas, like I said to you, Ugas can really fight. He can really fight. He's a really, really good fighter. He's just not had the rub of the green go his way. He's a very, very good fighter. People seem to think that, fighting a guy like Dennis Ugas on 1.5 weeks notice is a recipe for disaster, because, like I said, you need a full training camp. You need a full camp for someone like Dennis Ugas. You can't just go in on 1 week's notice against someone like Dennis Ugas and expect to have an easy night's work. No, Dennis Ugas, he deserves respect. He deserves a proper camp. He deserves you studying him, planning it, coming up with a right game plan to beat him. That's what you need. That's what you need to do in order to beat Dennis Ugas. Dennis Ugas is a world-class fighter. World-class fighter. So for me, I think Manny and his team probably dropped the ball a little bit. I know Andre Ward is saying, he thinks Manny should retire. I don't know whether I agree. See, here's the thing. I agree and disagree. I agree in the sense that, okay, Manny could walk away and he's achieved all he's wanted to achieve. What's the purpose of him fighting on? What's he proving? At the same time, I don't think he's shot. So he can continue. So it's a bit, for me, it's a bit up in the air. Should he continue? Should he fight? I don't know. It's a tricky one. But he can fight on because he's still, I feel, not past his best. I just think stylistically and the short preparation that they had for Ugas didn't help him in getting the win. Whereas I think if he comes prepared, right, I think he can beat Ugas. The problem is, I think what Andre Ward is saying is, can he compete against Crawford? Can he compete against Spence? Probably not. And that's what Andre Ward is getting to, that he ain't gonna beat the best guys. So Manny Pacquiao, at the stature that Manny Pacquiao's been at and the level that Manny Pacquiao's been at throughout his career, does he really want to become a stepping stone for guys like Crawford and Spence? I think that's what Andre Ward is getting at, and I think he thinks that maybe he should retire. Andre Ward is somebody that left the sport prematurely. A lot of people felt like he could have gone on, but he was like, normally the guys that leave the sport that make the fans make the fans feel like they've got more, are probably the best time for them to go, because they've probably lost their hunger, they've probably lost their desire that they once had. So Andre Ward probably left at the time where he thought there was no more challenges. There's nothing out there for me. So what's the point of me continuing? And that's why I think Andre Ward left the sport. And I think he probably feels that Manny should do that. But Manny wouldn't want to leave on a loss. And also Manny's a competitor. He probably feels he can beat Ugas. But what do you guys think? Do you think Manny should retire? Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. And guys, remember to please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Guys, before I go, make sure to smash the like button. Make sure to smash that like button. I really appreciate if you can smash that like button for me, guys. And guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.